This is an SABC News presentation.
Good morning and welcome to this week's first edition of A View from the House. My name is Mkhokeli Tanda. It's Constituency Day. We don't have any committee meetings and Parliament is not sitting. Most MPs are in their respective constituencies taking care of matters affecting their communities. That gives us time to take care of parliamentary business standing over from last week. In our program this morning, Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe replied to questions from members of Parliament in the National Council of Provinces. We'll also bring you member statements in the National Assembly standing over from last week. But first, the Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe replied to a wide range of questions from MPs in the NCOP last Thursday. The first question came from the Chief Whip of the NCOP, Ms. Nosipho Ntwanambi. She wanted to know whether government has considered a new electricity price path for South Africa that will curb the escalating electricity prices and ensure that Eskom remain financially viable and sustainable so that the escalating prices of electricity do not result in the regression of government's national programs and interventions to fight poverty.
Yes, government is considering the introduction of a number of mechanisms that will ensure that tariffs do not escalate in a manner that has an adverse impact on economic growth and job creation. An interdepartmental team has been established to consider the best approach for determining the next round of electricity tariff increases for Eskom, due to take effect from the beginning of April 2013. This involves developing a model that seeks to balance the socio-economic impact of increasing electricity prices, the country's competitiveness, Eskom's financial viability, and the necessary policy considerations for implementing the integrated resource plan. The future price path will take into cognizance the competitiveness of the South African economy based on economically sustainable electricity tariffs that balance macroeconomic and socio-political impacts. It is important that the price path provides the regulatory certainty that is crucial for investment in the power sector. Once the price path has been outlined, there will be certainty for the next 20 years regarding future electricity tariffs, as opposed to the current practice where tariffs are determined every 3 years. Further details in this regard can be obtained from the Minister of Energy, and I thank you for your attention.
The Chief Whip of the NCOP, Nosipho Ntwanambi, had a follow-up question. She wanted to know whether government would assist poor people with the installation of solar geysers to save electricity.
Umbuzo wamolandela lo uqala uthi ingabe uhulumende uzaba nalo na igalelo lonceda abantu ingakumbi kwezi solar geysers njengoko beseqalile uEskom yenye yendlela zokucutha indleko zombane le Deputy President. Uhulumende unayo na into azawuzama uyenza ukuncedisa uba iphinde iqale eqaleni le program nabo ngakumbi nangakumbi kwezi zindlu zabantu ababengenanto kuqala.
Deputy President.
Thank you, honorable members. Yes, indeed, through the Department of Economic Development, there is a drive to get solar panels produced locally, manufactured locally, as well as ensuring that particularly poor communities who reside in areas that have good sunshine, that not only the solar geysers should be supplied, but also the lighting of their homesteads should be derived from solar energy. Thank you.
There was another follow-up question related to electricity tariffs from the DA's NCOP Member of Parliament, Mrs. Elizabeth van Lingen.
May I ask through you, the Deputy President, why Eskom is beginning to talk about a 27% increase on the tariffs for this coming year? Is it relevant? Is it fact? Or is it not in the pipeline and that there will be a political intervention for a reasonable increase for the general public and the economy?
Deputy President.
No, I'm not aware of any 27%. As you know, the process is that NERSA would consider recommendations. In fact, my own information is that unlike in the past, the idea this time would be to try and spread the tariffs over a 5-year period rather than a 3-year period. So that would ensure that the tariff increase are kept at a very low level. That is the information that I've got. Yes, thank you.
Another follow-up question related to Eskom and electricity supply came from the National Council of Provinces Member of Parliament, Gauta Mogoro.
The question is the timeline for Medupi and Kusile to when will they be commissioned? When will they come online? My information is that, God willing, if there are no major unnatural and man-made delays, this should come on stream as it was planned, because construction has been progressing within the set timeline. So we don't think that there would be any reason to extend or the timeline for the commissioning of these new coal-fired power stations. It would be within the set timeline. That is, as we say, inshallah. Thank you.
The Chief Whip of the NCOP, Nosipho Ntwanambi, had another question for the Deputy President. She wanted to know whether a government has any measures in place to reduce or curb university registration fees to create more opportunities for the youth to access higher education and training.
This question is a question that, correctly speaking, the Minister of Higher Education and Training will be better placed to deal with. However, I am informed that university fees are determined through each university's admission policy and therefore differ from institution to institution. The Minister of Higher Education and Training has established a ministerial committee for the review of funding to universities, which is also tasked with looking into the matter of the student fee increases and the desirability of capping such increases. Once the committee has completed its work, it will make recommendations to the Minister on whether a national policy to regulate university fees should be put in place. Over the years, tertiary fees have been increasing as universities try to balance their budgets. To alleviate the plight of poor students, however, government provides funding to the National Student Financial Aid Scheme to enable poor and academically deserving students to attend universities. These university loans and bursary allocations increased by 27% in the 2012-2013 financial year. The total number of poor but academically deserving students assisted was about 150,000. It is expected that this will increase by 5% annually. The Department of Higher Education and Training is also investigating the feasibility of a central application service One of the anticipated benefits of such a service will be the standardization of one application fee for all universities. This will assist poor students in extending their opportunities and choice. Thank you.
It's time for a break. When we return, we'll bring you more questions and replies from the Deputy President. Don't go away.